A senior member of Egypt's Muslim Brotherhood said he would run for president as an independent, a move that could draw votes from backers of the Islamic group that has said it will not field a candidate. Secular groups and the West are concerned by how much power the Brotherhood may gain after the first election since the toppling of President Hosni Mubarak. Decades of authoritarian rule has curbed the development of potential rivals. This is just one of the many deceptions the Muslim Brotherhood will use to cement their place of power in the Egyptian government. It amazes me that they think running an independent candidate who just happens to be a closet Muslim Brotherhood member is fooling anyone other than the U.S. President Barack Obama. Putting a suit and tie on and smiling for photo ops doesn't make you any less of a terrorist or more of a seeker of peace. They know what their endgame is, and the world is all too eager to see it play out. I look for the Muslim Brotherhood to sweep the Egyptian parliament, have their independent puppet president elected, and to immediately move towards Sharia law. Of course, they will eventually break their peace treaty with Israel, but I'm not so sure it will be right away. Frankly, I feel their smartest move would be to continue their peace charade and attack Israel while the treaty is still intact. In other developments, the Palestinian leadership won't be able to contain the street protests planned for this weekend, marking the 63rd anniversary of the creation of Israel, said a senior member of Central Committee of the Fatah movement. Abbas Zaki, whose tasks include monitoring the Arab Spring revolts, told the Media Line that Palestinians have been encouraged by how Arabs across the Middle East have toppled two leaders and threatened others with mass protests. With no peace talks with Israel on the horizon, Zaki warned the Palestinian leadership will be hard-pressed to contain the rage of demonstrators. The Palestinian leadership has faced a dead end and has been unable to advance the many Palestinian issues even a bit. This leadership won't be able to quiet the street, which has witnessed the success and achievements of the Egyptians and the Tanzanians. The Palestinian people will react according to its level of hope in a peaceful solution, Zaki said. On Sunday, Palestinians will mark the so-called Nakba, or catastrophe, as they refer to the creation of Israel. Israel is looking at the demonstrations planned for the weekend as a test case for the Palestinian security forces. While Nakba Day has been marked for many years, this year's commemoration of the security forces handling of it will be the first since Fatah has joined the rival Hamas movement in a national unity government. Although the government has yet to be formally constituted, the prospects of Hamas having say in Palestinian security in the West Bank has raised the heckles of Israeli security officials. Until now, Fatah, which has been in and on again, off again peace talks with Israel, has exclusive control of the West Bank, while Hamas, an Islamic group sworn to Israel's destruction, has ruled in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli Defense Forces have been put on high alert in the West Bank for the possibility that Palestinian demonstrators could clash with residents of Jewish communities, security sources said. IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Benny Gantz visited troops on Wednesday and briefed commanders on possible scenarios, including extreme violence, despite word from Palestinian security forces that they will be aiming at keeping tensions low, the IDF spokesman said in a statement. The IDF estimates that events on the ground could lead to violence even if no side is interested in such a scenario, the statement said. This is just another propaganda scheme of the PA. Not only is extreme violence an interest of the Palestinian mob, it's their main purpose. just as the supposed Freedom Flotilla was believed to be filled with unarmed, peace-loving passengers, but in fact had armed terrorists on board. I suspect this Intifada mob will be incited by terrorist extremes. I do not expect for this to be a peaceful demonstration. Speaking of the Freedom Flotilla, officials representing the Freedom Flotilla II, which was scheduled to coincide with the third Intifada march on May 15th, have moved up their departure date to late June of 2011. Hamas co-founder Mahmoud Zahar on Wednesday told the Mahan news agency Hamas would never recognize Israel, saying Hamas would accept a PA state based on the 1967 borders. Zahar made it clear a peace accord would only serve as a prelude to Israel's destruction. Zahar, who has served as Hamas's foreign minister in Gaza since 2006, said Hamas would not recognize Israel because doing so would cancel the right of the next generation to liberate the land. If the Palestinian state does not encompass all of Israel, the next generation will liberate the land, Zahar said. Zahar added recognition of Israel could lead to a de facto cancellation of the right of return, a term Arabs use when demanding that Israel allow millions of Arabs into Haifa, Tel Aviv, and the rest of its cities and communities. I have to admit this admission by Hamas co-founder Mahmoud Zahar that peace would only lead to Israel's destruction is surprisingly honest. With this admission, it will be interesting to see if the UN will still get behind the Palestinian Authority and recognize their state along pre-1967 borders come September. This just in, U.S. President Barack Obama could deliver a major policy speech as early as next week, laying out his new Middle East strategy following the U.S. killing of Osama bin Laden and amid ongoing upheaval in the Arab world, U.S. officials said on Wednesday. This is Terry Malone with the Calvary Prophecy Report.